Hello, welcome to this video. In the last lecture, we discussed about how variables are stored inside of the memory heap. I also mentioned that we'll be taking a diversion from JavaScript and we'll have a look at how Python Memory Manager stores variables. You need not follow along with me in this lecture. This demonstration is only going to help you deepen the understanding of what's happening behind the scenes. We'll be traversing from JavaScript to Python in this module quite a bit, and I'm sure you'll appreciate this traversal by the end of this module. Just because I'm using Python to demonstrate an example doesn't mean that this memory management is only applicable to Python. The concepts that we are going through are the same in JavaScript as well. I already have a file in Python for our illustration. So let's dive right into the code and have a look at the output. Here 2019 is assigned to the variable my number, and we are printing the physical address of my number inside of the Python memory manager. Here we are using the id method to print out the physical address of my number, and we are using the hex method to display the memory address in an hexadecimal format. When I run the file, I get the output and we can see the memory address. Let me run the file so that I can show you what the address is of the variable my number. Python memory references, and when I hit enter we get the memory address of my number to be 0x7FCEACC07E20. Cool. Now let me uncomment these two lines. Let me uncomment these lines as well. Okay, now hello Python from JavaScript is being assigned to the variable myString, and we are printing out the id of myString as well. And this is my variable. The sequence of these characters are being assigned to the variable my variable, and we are printing out the memory address of my variable as well. Let us run the file again. Let me clear the terminal, and I'm running the file python memory references. Okay, when I hit enter, we can see that we get the memory address of my string to be 0x10b947e88, and the memory address of my variable is 0x10b951538. Okay, let me go back to the code editor. Okay, now let us see what the memory address of my new number is going to be when we share the reference of the variable my number to it. Let me uncomment these four lines. Okay. Before I run the code, what do you think the memory address of my new number is going to be? I'll give you 5 seconds. Give it a shot. Done? Okay, now let's see the output. Let me clear the terminal again, and when I run the file, we can see that the memory address of my new number is exactly the same that of the address of my number 0x7fc1f3f01410 and 0x7fc1f3f01410. These memory addresses are a mouthful. We can see that the memory addresses of my number and my new number are the same. Before we see why they share the same memory addresses, let me go back to the code editor and let us assign a new value to the variable my new number, and let's see what the memory address is going to be this time. I'm going to uncomment the last three lines, and I'm going back to my terminal and I'm clearing the terminal. Okay. I'm going to run the file, but before I run the file, do you want to take a shot at what's going to happen? I'll give you 2 seconds. Okay, 2 seconds is way too less. I'll give you 5 seconds. Give it a try. Done? Okay, is it going to have the same memory address of my number? If your answer was yes, then I have another question for you. Will the variable my number get assigned to the new value that we just assigned to the variable my new number? Okay, suppose if your answer was no to the first question, that is it going to have the same memory address of my number, then I have another question for you. Will my new number get a new memory location in the heap? If your answer was yes, then you were right. Let's have a look at the output. Let me run the file. Okay, we can see that the memory address of my new number now changes to 0x7FA8D840CE68. It got a new memory address. That is, my new number now was assigned to a new memory address, and the memory address of my number is 0x7FA8D840CEF50. We assigned a new value to the variable my new number, and as the strings are immutable, we get a new memory address inside of the memory heap. We'll look at mutability in the upcoming videos. Before we move on to the next video, there are essentially three phases in memory life, and we just had a look at the first one, that is allocate the memory unit. We are allocating the memory we require inside of the variable, and we are referencing it with a memory address inside of the memory heap. I'll point to the other 2 points when it's time. Now we shall see why they share the same memory address and why the memory addresses change when the values are changed in the next video. I'll see you in the next video.